Good afternoon, all. Am I audible? Yeah. Okay. We'll just wait, okay? 2 minutes. Let everyone join. Can anyone tell me what was the topic that we discussed in the last class? I think so. We were in pricing strategies, right? So, what was the last strategy that we have discussed? We have discussed dual pricing, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Price effect.
Price effect method also discussed.
Yes.
Okay, so there I think so there is only two types, strategies which is left. One is substitution effect and another is income effect. Okay, now what is this substitution effect? I have shared already the this one Word file with you people, right? Did I share or not? Did I make you write substitution effect or not?
No, ma'am.
No? Okay, then quickly write it down, okay? Quickly write down substitution effect and income effect, and then we will discuss these two things. By today, we will be over with the pricing strategies. So, if possible, we'll move to the next module today itself. If the time doesn't permit, then we will be starting it in the next class. I think so, that's tomorrow.
Paper discuss কেতিয়া কৰিব?
পেপাৰ কাইলৈ ডিছকাছ কৰিম, মানে মোৰ লেপটপটো আজি অকণমান ইছ্যু হৈ আছে।
ঠিক আছে।
ৰিজাল্ট মানে মাৰ্কছ। After discussing the paper, I'll disclose the marks to you people. Okay? Okay. আৰু কোনোবা জইন কৰে নকৰে জানো? 21টা হৈছেহে। Okay, let me start. Write down substitution effect. In substitution effect, write down in this effect, the consumer is compelled to choose. In this effect, the consumer is compelled to choose a product that is less expensive so that his satisfaction is maximized, as the normal income of the consumer is fixed. Maximized as the normal income of the consumer is fixed. Written? Change the paragraph and write. For example, write down the first example. Consumers will buy less expensive foods consumer will buy less expensive foods such as vegetables over meat, such as vegetables over meat. Meat, MEAT. Second example, write down. Consumers could buy less amount of meat. Consumers could buy less amount of meat to keep expenses in control. Less amount of meat to keep expenses in control. Written?
Yes, ma'am.
Write down the second. Income effect. Write down. Change in demand of goods. Change in demand of goods change in demand of goods based on the change in consumers discretionary income.
Consumers
Discretionary income. Written?
Yes, ma'am.
After full stop, write income effect comprises of two types of commodities or products. Two types of commodities or products. Number one, normal goods. Normal goods. Write down. If there is a price fall, demand increases as real income increases. If there is price fall, demand increases as real income increases, and vice versa. Written? Second, you write inferior goods. Inferior goods, inferior. Write down, in case of inferior goods, demand increases due to an increase in real income. Demand increases due to an increase in the real income. Written?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so let us first understand what is substitution method. In this method, it is seen that a consumer is compelled to choose a product that is less expensive so that his satisfaction is maximized. As normal income of consumer is fixed, here the income of the consumer is fixed, there is no rise in the income. Okay, in this case the consumer always prefers to choose a product that is less expensive and which also has the capacity to satisfy his wants. Here the example was given, for example, when your income is fixed and you want to have something, you will have that thing at a small quantity. You are having, but you are not preferring for huge quantity as your income is fixed. There is no rise in your income. And sometimes when you can substitute the good with another good which is comparatively of less amount, then substituting the good, since your income is rigid or constant, that is what is meant by substitution effect. You are not compromising. It is not that you are not buying anything. You are buying, but you are trying to find a substitute product whose amount, cost price is less and which also has the capacity to fulfill your needs. Understanding? Yes or no? Everyone understood?
Yes, ma'am.
The next is the income effect. Now here it is seen that whenever there is an increase in the income, then the preferences of customers changes. Okay, here one thing is there, the change in consumers discretionary income. Now what is this discretionary income? Discretionary income is the amount of money that is left for investment after the needs, the personal needs, after the the mandatory things are already bought. For a month there are some compulsory things that you need to do. For example, if you are staying in a rent, you need to pay the rent, you need to charge your electricity, you need to pay your phone bills, you need to buy all the grocery items for the month so that you can sustain or you can rely on those goods for the entire month, right? So after spending all these things wherever it was necessary, if you have children, then you will have to pay the school fees, the tuition fee, the bus fee, everything. After doing all these necessary things which you cannot avoid, you will have to fulfill these basic needs: food, clothes, shelter, right? After that, the amount that is left for savings or for investment, that is what is meant by discretionary income. Okay, now here the demand of good is based on the discretionary income. Discretionary income can only be there when there is a rise in your income. If you are getting minimum amount as a salary, you can only fulfill the basic necessities that you have to fulfill. But whenever you are having some surplus amount, and that surplus amount can only be there when you are earning something huge, right? Your income is high. At that time, what it is seen that during normal goods, the normal goods which is like the vegetables, fruits, everything, if there is a price fall of those type of goods, then as your income has increased, the demand for those goods increases. For example, in a month, suppose you buy 1 kg of apple at 100 rupees. Suppose the price has fallen down to 50 rupees. Now you are going to prefer for, suppose, 3 kilos, because you are paying 50 rupees per kilo and your income has also increased. Understood? And the second is for inferior goods. Inferior goods are those goods which are, for example, instant noodles, then frozen food. All these things falls under inferior goods. Okay, people normally do not prefer to buy these things when they do not have extra amount in their hand, because these things are very costly. Okay, frozen food, though it is tasty, but it is very costly. If you go and buy fresh chicken at 200 rupees, you will get only, suppose, 4 to 6 balls of chicken at 200 rupees. So definitely when your income is not that much, you will go and prefer to buy 1 kilo of chicken by paying 200 instead of buying 6 pieces of chicken. You will try to avoid the taste. You will not prefer the taste. What you will prefer is the quantity, right? But whenever your income has increased, you have surplus amount in your bank, at that time your wishes, it changes. You try to live a lavish type of life. You will prefer to buy frozen food. Even if you're getting 6 pieces at 200, you will prefer to buy it. Understanding? Yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Everyone has understood? So with this we come to the end of pricing strategies. Okay, so with this I think so we have successfully come to the end of the first unit, first module. So since we have time, more 15-20 minutes is left, so I think we can start with the next module. So the next module all is about the marketing channels. Now what is marketing channel? Yes? What is a marketing channel? Channels that are used for distributing the goods, right? Yes or no? We have been talking about different types of goods. We have been talking about the prices that are pricing strategies that are required to be adopted when you are trying to price a product so that consumers come and buy your product. Now suppose consumers are interested in your product, you need to distribute the product among the customers, right? Among the customers or among the consumers. What you are going to do, you are going to adopt different marketing channels which can be defined as the procedure of activities that you are going to perform to distribute the finished goods. You need to distribute the finished goods. You need to pick up those goods from the point of production and deliver it at the point of consumption. Customers are not going to your factory to collect the products. It is the factory and the industry where the production is carried out. Once the product is ready for delivering, then it needs to be placed in a place from where the customers can come and buy your product, right? So to undergo that process, what is required is marketing channel. You need to adopt different activities. You need to perform different activities with the help of which the products can be transferred from the site of production to the site of consumption. Understood what is marketing channel?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes. So now manufacturers, okay, the manufacturers who are going to manufacture the products, they are going to use different channels to distribute the finished goods to the customers. Okay, the most common channel that they are going to adopt to make sure that the finished goods are reached by the customers is what? Is something that we have discussed in introduction to business paper. Is what? Yeah, I am asking that now manufacturers, they are using different channels so that they can distribute the finished goods to the customers, right? I am asking, what can you tell me any of the methods which they are going to adopt so that the customers can reach the products easily?
manufacturers will give their products to the wholesalers,
Very good. And then?
and the wholesalers they will give the product to the retailers,
Yes.
and the retailers will give the product to the consumers.
Very good. So the two most common methods that are adopted by the manufacturers is the wholesale and the retail. The wholesale is a place where the retailers visits to buy the goods in bulk, and then they will bring it to the retail store from where the customers are coming and buying their required products. Isn't it? Yes or no?
Yes, ma'am.
So in this, the wholesale distribution channel, the wholesalers, they buy the products and then distribute to the consumers. So wholesalers, what they do, they directly go and purchase the goods from the manufacturer, and they used to purchase the good in large quantity, and since they are purchasing the goods in large quantity, they are able to buy the products at a discounted price. Okay, so in case of wholesalers, the several service taxes are also reduced. So since the several taxes are reduced in case of wholesalers, this ultimately reduces the cost of the final product. Okay, cost of the final product. So wholesalers are able to sell the products to the retailer at a lower price. They themselves are getting discount from the manufacturers. Okay, and then they are also having the capacity to sell the goods at some discount to the retailers. But retailers come and sell the product at the marked price, the price which is there sealed in the packet. But do not think the retailer buys the product at that price. Okay, they buy the product in bulk at lower prices. For example, suppose the Maggi that you are buying from the shop, it cost you 10 rupees and you cannot bargain because that is the marked price, that is sealed. In grocery items you cannot bargain, right? So you pay 10 rupees, but do not think that the retailer has bought that for 10 rupees. Maybe he has bought that for 6 rupees per unit, because he doesn't buy one packet from the wholesaler, he will buy it in cartons. Okay, and when he comes and sells it to the customers, he gets 4 rupees profit if it is for 6 rupees. Okay, if it is for 6 rupees, it is just an assumption, I do not know the exact price, but if they are buying it for 6 rupees, then they are earning a profit of 4 rupees per unit. Now calculate it for bulk. When a wholesaler buys a product, okay, suppose 100 packets he has brought at 6 rupees, what will be the amount? 600? Yes. Now the same thing he has come and sold at 10 rupees, 100 unit, what will be the amount?
1,000.
1000. So can you now find a profit that he has earned from by selling the packets of Maggi?
Yes, ma'am.
What is it?
400.
Understanding? That is how businesses are carried on. Okay, now if the wholesaler is having the capacity to sell the product 6 rupees per unit to the retailer, that means he has brought it from the manufacturer at suppose 4 rupees or 3 rupees. Now can you see that when a product is coming from the manufacturer to the consumer, the channels that are involved in the middle, understood? Since there are so many channels involved in the middle, so the price increases for the customers. Understanding? But the actual price of the product is very low. But it is not possible for the customers to go to the manufacturing unit and buy the product. Understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
So okay, the next is retail. Okay, in retail distribution channel, finished products are purchased by wholesaler, distributor. Wholesaler sells to retail shop and product is sold to the consumer. Wholesaler buy the product in bulk, product is sold to the retailer in lesser quantity, further retail shops sell the product to customer. So that is what is written here, that is what I have already told you. You already know the concept of retail store and wholesale store. We have discussed that back in this one, in the IB paper, Introduction to Business paper, right? You remember or not?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes? Okay. So let me see what more can be done today. Okay, now when we see marketing channels, I have just talked about the methods. This wholesale and retail is the method. Okay, now if I want to classify the types of marketing channels, it can be classified into 4 main types. Okay, one is direct selling, the second one is selling through intermediaries, the third one is dual distribution, and the fourth channel is the reverse channel. If you want, you can write it down quickly. Give the heading as marketing channels. Ready, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Write down. There are basically 4 types of marketing channels. First one, you write direct selling. Second one, you write selling through intermediaries.
And selling through
Intermediaries. Third one, you write dual distribution. Fourth one, you write reverse channels. Written?
yes, ma'am.
Change the paragraph and write. Essentially, a channel might be a retail store. Essentially, a channel might be a retail store, a website,
Slow.
retail store, comma, a website, comma, a mail order catalog, comma, or direct personal communications, by a letter, email, or text message. By a letter, email, or text message. Written? We shall discuss these channels in the next class. Okay, We will be discussing what is actually meant by direct selling channel, selling through intermediaries, dual distribution and reverse channel. We have a class tomorrow, isn't it? Yes? Okay. Today, since we didn't have the OOM class, so what I'll do is for today's class, I will give you one assignment that you will require to submit me on Saturday. Okay? I'll give you the assignment by evening today. Is it okay, everyone?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So you can respond to your roll calls now. Amit, Anshu, Asif,
Present, ma'am.
Vikas, Borish, Devjyoti,
Present, ma'am.
Iftikar,
Present, ma'am.
James,
Present, ma'am.
Kusum,
Present, ma'am.
Quarter, Hafizul, Minango, Nasim, Neha,
Present, ma'am.
Paul, Papli,
Present, ma'am.
Prakash,
Present, ma'am.
Prantika, Priyanka,
Present, ma'am.
Pulok,
Present, ma'am.
Rajkumari,
Present, ma'am.
Rizwan,
Present, ma'am.
Shabnam,
Present, ma'am.
Sagarika,
Present, ma'am.
Shushmita. Okay, you may leave the class now.